Welcome back to episode 8 of the Daniel Smith Color Showdown. In this episode, we are going to be comparing the Daniel Smith Lunar Blue with the Daniel Smith Blue Apatite Genuine. This episode was requested by several of you in the comments, and I can totally see why, because they are very, very similar, both in hue and also in the texture. How it's kind of granulating with this dark bluey black granulation happening. So these should be quite interesting. The Lunar Blue is made out of two pigments, whereas the Blue Apatite Genuine is a Primatech color, and it's basically made by crushing up the Blue Apatite stone. So this is like a rock that got crushed up, whereas this is two pigments that got blended, and it's really interesting that they look so similar despite being very different in its constitution. So this is going to be quite interesting to see if they will behave very differently or if they're going to behave quite similarly. So let's have a closer look at these colors individually, and then we'll come back and compare the two together. First up is Lunar Blue, and this is a Series 2 color in Daniel Smith, and it is made out of PBK11, which is your ferrosulfuric oxide, which is basically your lunar black. And it also contains PB15, which is copper phthalocyanine, which is your basic phthalo blue. Jackson's website says Lunar Blue is a lunar black color with a phthalo blue undertone. This product is an obvious choice when painting a night landscape. It is classified as excellent in light fastness, semi-transparent, low staining, and granulating. Next up is Blue Apatite Genuine, and this is one of Daniel Smith's Primatech colors, which, as I said before, means they sourced a rock called Blue Apatite and crushed it up and made it into a fine pigment. So there is no pigment code. It is a Series 4 color, and that means it is considerably more expensive than the Lunar Blue. Jackson's website says Blue Apatite Genuine is a dense, rich midnight blue that can, with addition of water, be turned into a light Prussian blue. This product's strength is its granulation, which is apparent when used on hot and cold pressed watercolor paper. It is classified as excellent light fastness, granulating, non-staining, and transparent. And we're back. The paints have dried, and this side is Lunar Blue and this side is Blue Apatite Genuine. I have to say there's not that much difference between the two that I can see. There are very, very, very subtle differences, but those are very subtle. I think this is the most similar two colors we've had on this show so far. Really, there's not that much difference. I mean, when you look at the washes, overall the Blue Apatite Genuine is slightly cooler and slightly more saturated, but it's very, very subtle. And they are both granulating, they both create beautiful washes that would make wonderful skies, and they work well on hot press, rough, and Archer's cold press. The only very slight difference, and I don't even know if the camera can catch this, is that there is a very subtle blue line, which is the phthalo blue coming out of the Lunar Blue, where the concentration of the paint and water changes in creating a lighter wash. In terms of opacity, they look exactly the same to me. In terms of lifting, they're lifted exactly the same. In terms of glazing, I would say they're pretty much the same. Maybe the Lunar Blue makes a more clear glazing layer, but that could also be because it's a little bit lighter pigment. As with all granulating colors, if you put a second layer of glaze down, then the granulation is going to look stronger. The biggest difference I can see is in the glazing, and this is Lunar Blue and this is the Blue Apatite Genuine. With the Lunar Blue, you get this like two-tone linear pattern happening, where some of it is this sky bluey color with blotches of the darker color happening, and it's quite an unpredictable pattern. Whereas with the Blue Apatite Genuine, you get a much more uniform linear pattern with consistency both in color and texture. In terms of salting, I personally wouldn't bother salting either of these colors. It doesn't really show up much. In terms of how the two colors mix with other colors, it's the same story again. There's like not much difference. The slight variance you see in the color is probably more to do with me not mixing the colors consistently rather than any characteristic features that are different in the two colors. Also, I wouldn't say these two are very good at mixing with other colors, especially around the yellows and oranges and red. It's not looking very pretty, whereas both colors fares a little bit better with the second and third row, but because both of these paints are quite low in tinting strength, the quinagones and the phthalos just take over the colors. In conclusion, there's really not much difference between the two that I can tell you. The biggest two differences is that one is in the effect the colors have on the glazing, and then the bigger difference is the price, because Lunar Blue is series 2 and Blue Apatite Genuine is series 4. Obviously, that means there's quite a significant price difference between the two, with the Lunar Blue being the cheaper color. Me personally, I'm gonna go for Lunar Blue for my palette because it is much cheaper. Now, of course, Blue Apatite Genuine is a primitive color, which means there's all the romance that is attached to it being closer to nature, and it's a genuine stone that's been ground up and made into pigment. You know, all that marketing stuff. Some primitive colors are beautiful, like Rhodonite Genuine is a beautiful color, and we've had Green Apatite Genuine on the show before, which has quite unique color and behavior. However, here there just isn't enough of a difference for me to justify the price hike in buying the Blue Apatite Genuine. Which one would you go for? Would you go for the Lunar Blue or the Blue Apatite Genuine? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be really interested to hear about why you would pick one or the other, or maybe neither. But I don't really see many people going for both of these paints on their palette, just because there's just barely any difference between the two. If you have any questions about these two colors, then please let me know in the comments down below. If this video was useful and interesting to you and perhaps save you some money, then please give it a thumbs up, because that really helps this channel grow. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so by hitting the subscribe button over here and then the bell icon right next to it. That just means you won't miss out on the next episode of the Daniel Smith Color Showdown when it comes out. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.